Hello and welcome to 8 Ball, set to chase race number 1 of the Coke Vanilla Cup Series Season 4. We'll get ready to crown what could be our 4th different champion in 4 seasons. Only one driver in this chase field can prevent us from actually having a new champion. But here's the starting grid if you did not watch qualifying. Chaser Amy Shelley will start on the front row outside of pole sitter Cosmic Nova, who had to make this race in on speed. Alex Perkle will start outside row 2 alongside Kenny Bale. Eric and Rage, a chaser, will start inside row 3 with Ashley Brock, and Momo Akari will start outside of chaser Dylan Young in row 4. Preston Plord and Sam Curtis, row 5. Sam Curtis trying to move into the top 30 in owners points so that they don't have to worry about qualifying in next week. Here's the rest of your starting grid as I go down the chase grid coming into play. 3 drivers come in tied atop the chase grid with 2 wins in the regular season. Those 3 are Stephen Pollard III in the 33, Charles Jackson in the 9, and Will Lewis in car number 6. Troy King, Henry Powers, Mary Shelley, Ben Neuwirth, Eric and Rage, Kyle Collins, Amy Shelley, and Levi McIntyre all come in with 1 win this season. And those guys are all tied for 4th. And then the final about 5 drivers in the chase grid all got in on points this season. Chris Washer, the regular season points leader, Dylan Young, Tom Shelley, Gene Sanford, and Steve Pollard.
Start your engines!
First car that did not make the chase was Sky Commons. He will be competing for 17th in the driver's points, also competing for 17th in owners. As the field gets rolling, let's see if any chasers have problems here. Looks like everyone's going to get rolling. Onboards that we will carry today. Start with the top of the chase grid. Stephen Paul III carrying the Chevy onboard. Charles Jackson is carrying the McDonald's onboard. Will Lewis, the AAA onboard camera. Troy King, the Ford onboard. Mary Shelley, the Coke Vanilla onboard camera. Henry Powers, the City onboard camera. And last but not least, Ben Neuwirth carrying the Dodge onboard camera today, should we need them. You see on the ticker there, 30 laps in store today. Longer race than any of the others as we finally get back to remembering to do that. Either way, pace car pulls off. And we are green of 8 Ball. Field just getting up to speed now, and looks like everyone's going to be able to keep up at least this race. We'll see after a lap if that's still the case. Looking to see if anyone goes 3 wide. Not yet, at least, so no one feeling that adventurous. Meanwhile, top 2 checking out already. Kenny Bale, Cosmic Nova. What a start from rows 1 and 2. Alex Perkle into 3rd. Amy Shelley 4th. Alex Perkle looks like his car might be a little bit tight. He can't really hold that bottom line, but Amy Shelley not able to make him pay for it yet. And now let's see. Yeah, we're looking a lot better now back here. So let's see if anyone's able to make a move here. Cosmic Nova led lap 1. Amy Shelley makes a move for 3rd. Kenny Bale stays in line. Not able to get to the bottom though. There's almost a car length there if Amy Shelley was close enough to have gone for it. Maybe some wind gust or something there in turn 3. I don't know. Maybe the way it's slanted. I don't know. But Cosmic Nova continues to lead. Look back here. Troy Kang was on the outside 3 wide, trying to get back in line. Steve Pollard makes a move. Inside of Alex Perkle, they're going to be 3 wide with Kenny Bale. And now Amy Shelley into second, going to try and chase down the 41 of Cosmic Nova. I think it's not going to be too long. Once they make a move on Nova, that's going to be it. Steve Pollard deciding he's not wanting to work with chasers today. Wants second away from the 89. Pressure on Pollard today because he comes in tied for last. No one really wants to be in the bottom 4 of the chasers leaving here. But at the same point, there is going to be 4 people that are at the bottom of the chase grid. See Eric and Rage, Troy Kang there. They're 3 wide back there now as Pollard goes to the outside line trying to make moves, but that didn't work. Preston Plord now to second. And Momo Akari makes the move inside the 27 as well. Battles back here. Seth Cole, Will Lewis back here. Kyle Collins and Henry Powers, 3 of our chasers. There's Stephen Paul the third back here, 34th still. Hasn't been able to make up much ground either. Gene Sanford making some moves. Up to 24th that last time by. Just passed 3 cars in 1 corner there. And starting to work her way up towards what looks like could be the top 15. Just outside top 20, okay. Gene Sanford started towards the rear of the field. I remember that. I don't remember exactly where. But definitely wasn't one of the front cars in this field. As Cosmic Nova continues to lead. Steve Pollard back to the back bumper now of Nova. As it's a 4-car breakaway with Kazuyoshi Kenny Bale as well. And then this second pack of cars about half a second back. This could be a strategy of these guys now at this point. Hard to pass maybe, I don't know. Not quite sure what would have made it to where the other 2 series were able to pass so easy, and these guys apparently cannot. Clean air has proven to be a big factor today. As, yeah, these guys right here are second back already of the race leaders as they continue to battle. And the top 4 runs single file. Troy Kang now deciding he wants to try and lead this second pack of cars. Now almost 2 seconds back. Wow. So while these guys battle, the top... Caution is out! Big wreck in the back! Mason Neal, Daniel Day, Tristan Wilhoit involved. And Mason Neal's car done. I see Sam Young on the apron. Will Lewis has damage as well as Kyle Collins, 2 of the chasers. Axel Costello with damage. Contact between Stephen Paul III and Levi McIntyre. McIntyre's car off the pace. And that 2-second advantage the top 4 cars had now vanishes. As 3 of our chasers now in trouble at least. Not quite sure how Henry Powers' car looks. He was dead last at the time. Levi McIntyre to the pit lane. Close pit lane there. So let's go ahead and take a look back at what happened here to bring out the caution for the first time today on lap number 9. And we're back trying to figure out what happened here. We're going to take a look with Daniel Day, Tristan Wilhoit. They're the farthest up that I've found of the cars that I saw involved. So, something happened in front of them. Pollard's going to hit the 21 into the 32. There's Axel Casella spinning. There's Will Lewis, Kyle Collins. Mason Neal up and over goes the 12. Altel Dodge. What happened in front of him? So Stephen Pollard III also involved. Was it the 99? He's up to speed here. Yep, look at that. So problems for the Office Depot Ford. That's what causes the issues behind. So what happened to the 80? I saw him spinning. So at this point now it's spotter's work here. Kyle Collins, Axel just barely misses it, and I'm willing to bet Kyle Collins just slid right up in front of the 6, nowhere to go. 80 almost had it missed, but then Wilhoit slid up into the 32. Because Wilhoit's on the apron here. Steven's going to come along, just trying to slow down, miss the wreck. Gets into the 21, who hits the 32. And yep, leaves Will Lewis nowhere to go as well. Mason Neal actually gets hit up and over by the 42 of Seth Cole. And Henry Powers somehow misses all of this. Started dead last. He was running dead last at the time. And what a miss by Henry Powers. With that, let's go ahead and go back to the restart. And we are back. Drivers out of the race after that incident. Mason Neal, Tristan Wilhoit, and chasers Will Lewis and Kyle Collins. As should be seeing some drivers come up here. You see there Axel Casellas and Seth Cole both one lap down. Levi McIntyre got whatever the problem was fixed and is still on the lead lap. There you see the race leaders. Or the lap cars. Cosmic Nova is your leader. Steve Pollard is second. Hiroshi Kazuyoshi, Kenny Bale, Troy King the top 5. Alex Perkle, Jonathan Zorline, Chris Washer, Preston Plord, Momo Akari the top 10, with Amy Shelley, Eric Enrage, Sam Curtis, Tom Shelley, Jim Casella, Dylan Young, Ben Neuwirth, Mary Shelley, Gene Sanford, and Charles Jackson the top 20. The other chasers and where they are running. Stephen Pollard III runs 29th. Levi McIntyre 32nd. And Henry Powers runs in 36th. So now we're going to have to figure out who's off the pace and where they're at and how far off the pace they are going to be. Tough break for some drivers here who just barely missed. Or just barely got involved in the wreck, I should say. Great job by most of the spotters. That could have been a whole lot bigger of a wreck, though, in all honesty. Pace cars off. And we're underway once again on lap number 13 of 30. Kenny Bale decides he's going to risk it going behind the lap cars. Moves inside of the 59. Seth Cole looks to be up to speed at least. That's for sure. They did a good job actually repairing the left side of Casella's car. I can't even see the dents in it anymore. Top 3 have gone away, though, at least in terms of getting past the lap cars. And we've got a battle for the top spot. Steve Pollard deciding now's the time to go. He let Cosmic Nova lead the first 13 laps, but he wants the top spot now. He saw how important it was to lead. And new leader for the first time today, Steve Pollard in the 27. Looking for his first win in a while. Didn't run season 3, I think it was. There was one season there he didn't run. And now Axel Casella put in the middle, and Seth Cole going to be dispatched by the 60 of Troy King. Seth is a little bit off the pace, but not by much, so that's a good sign. Axel Casella a little bit farther off the pace, only getting to 180 even while in the draft. Nearly 4 wide there. Momo Akari just barely clear of the 5. Seth Cole now going to be bothering these guys back here. What they need to do is be able to get him to the middle. Dylan Young not able to get around him yet. Now he's quick enough to where he's not in the way. Well, actually, yeah, he's quick enough to where the outside line can't get around him, but he's slow enough to where he's holding them all up. That's where we're at right now with Seth. Now they're going to get around him here on the inside, and this is going to be good for at least a little bit of the guys. Dylan Young finally gets around him. And new leader once again, Cosmic Nova back to the front after Pollard gets his bonus points for leading a lap. And now we see where they're at right here. Still trying to get around Seth Cole. Now they got Seth in the middle, so this will speed things up a little bit more, I think. Oh, Allie Nelson tried to get back down to the bottom, but her teammate was there. Thought better of it. Ben Neuwirth not able to hold the bottom now, right there. Troy King trying to pass Alex Perkle now. For the top spot of this group right here, this would be for 4th. What they need to do is start trying to close in on these guys a little bit, which they actually were. So right now Kazuyoshi kind of in no man's land a little bit. As now we look at the cars off the pace. Sam Young there. There's Henry Powers is off the pace. Thought he missed it. Daniel Day, Axel Casella off the pace. And we have people back here still trying to get around Seth Cole. And here's the big group of cars right here. The battle just inside the top 10. It's amazing to me that these two cars right here are battling, but yet still catching the top 2. So, just imagine, and the top 2 aren't even battling. So imagine what would happen if these guys actually worked together a little bit out here. So, as they start to kind of reel in the 59 car as well of Kazuyoshi. As Alex Perkle just ran his fastest lap of the race. And we will see 11 laps to go this time by. Sam Young only going 166, 20 miles an hour off the pace right now of the leaders. Preston Plord has lost the second group of cars, so now these guys are just 3 that are trying to reel in Kazuyoshi to become 4 to try and chase down the top 2. So we had someone else lead 1 lap today. Cosmic Nova has locked up the bonus points he needed to get the most laps led. As now Perkle down to just a second off Where is Sam Young? There he is, going into turns 3 and 4 now. I bet they will probably catch him in the next 2 laps. As Perko went to the outside to... I guess he was going to think about trying to pass Kazuyoshi in the corner, but Kazuyoshi's not off the pace like that. Just better off to get in behind him here like Troy Kane's going to do. And now we'll have 2 Chevys and a Ford trying to chase down the Dodge and Chevy out front. Or not. Troy Kane to the bumper of the 59. Not able to do so. And Kazuyoshi with a risky move there to block. 10 laps to go now. And there's Sam Young. There's Cosmic Nova. And there's the cap. As you saw some people going over the bridge on the front straightaway there. This time, Troy King not able to get the move done. Okay, I thought for sure after yesterday that would have been where he'd get the move done. Now Alex Perkel's starting to lose them, and so once again they become a pack of 2. As the 2 leaders catch Sam Young, Steve Pollard's unable to get around him effectively. And now here comes the top 5, all in one shot. Steve Pollard getting held up by Sam Young, the RCR car, who then decides to try and block Zorline. And what a tough break for the 25. Got handed a gift of being back in the lead draft, and then it goes away just like that. And now here comes the big pack of cars right here that's been battling just inside the top 10. They're going to go to the outside of Sam Young, or at least try to. Here comes Eric and Rage, Sam Young's teammate on the bottom line. Nelson goes to the inside, and Sam Young is going to end up blocking his own teammate who's in the owner's chase and the driver's chase. Oh boy, this is not going to go over well. Looking back up front, Troy King now to second. He thinks he can actually do something with the Dodge leader, as it's Dodge, Ford, Chevy, top 3. This is just what you like to see, at least competitive-wise. Now, can Troy King do anything with the 41 is going to be the question. No doubt Cosmic Nova been the dominant car all day long. They've got one more lap car at least in the form of Henry Powers. A fellow Ford. What can he do to maybe try and assist Troy King? Which, to be fair, Henry Powers maybe doesn't want to assist Troy King. He'd rather see Nova win this race. One extra spot still available for round 2 if he does. As here comes Perkle now wanting second. Not able to get there as Kazuyoshi's going to be the big loser. Needs to get back to the bottom and get into the draft. Pollard now back to 5th. And here comes Mary Shelley just sneaking her way into the top 10. As there's Powers. He's going to the bottom. He's going to block Nova. Contact actually made between the 41 and the 90. Now, where does the 27 go with this? Can he get around him cleanly? Only 10 miles an hour off for Henry Powers. Axe Costello would be the next one. I think we're safe on him. Troy King starting to lay back a little bit, trying to get the push from Alex Perkle. Dodge versus Ford versus Chevy. Kazuyoshi fell off a little bit as Steve Pollard fell to 3 seconds back because of lap cars. Gonna have to go to the bottom here. Gets blocked in behind by the 25. They couldn't get to the inside of the 90. And they're gonna lose more time. They gained a second, but now it's all gone. All that time that they gained is gone. Mary Shelley, Tom Shelley, Preston Plord now the top 10. As Henry Powers continues to block Steve Pollard. Oh, the chasers are blocking each other. And here comes Mary Shelley to take points away from the 27. And this is the teammate to the 90. The games that are being played here. With 5 to go now. Levi McIntyre, who was broken down for a moment there, or at least we thought he was, he's back in the top 15. Henry Powers tried to block the other chaser, Tom Shelley. It didn't work. Powers trying to fight for the chase here. He knows what's at stake. Troy King back to second now. As there's going to be only 3 to go this time by at 8 Ball, chase race number 1. Cosmic Nova yet to win this season, looking for career win number 1. He had the pole. He's in the Bud Shootout. He wants to make the All-Star race now. That's why he's looking at Perkle now, going for second. Kazuyoshi kind of in no man's land. He's actually running faster than the guys behind him. That's the sad part. He's running faster than these guys who are lined up. Here comes Mary Shelley inside of Jeff James, the unsponsored car. This is for a top 5. Shelley with all the momentum in the world in that 38 car. And a little help from her teammates. While Stephen Pollard III, or no, sorry, it was Eric and Rage that got held up by his own teammate. Here comes Preston Floyd. These two aren't teammates, so doesn't surprise me at all there. Eric and Rage got held up by his own non-chase teammate. Mary Shelley, who's in the chase, got held up by her own teammate who's in the chase. Now here comes Tom Shelley in a rival make as well in team. These two competing for the championship. Mary Shelley, the only one that is a defending champion in the chase. As leaders got around Axel Casella, looks like Troy King got held up a little bit. So I was actually wrong there. I thought they weren't going to encounter the 80. But it becomes a 2-car battle for the top spot. And Cosmic Nova looks like if he can make the next 4 corners, will cruise to victory lane here today. As Jeff James catches Hiroshi Kazuyoshi now. They'll encounter the 80 right here. Kazuyoshi tries to go to the outside. Wow, what a block there by the 80. The lot car's proven to be hazardous today. Mary Shelley got to the inside. But as we come off the final corner, for the first time this season, Ganassi going to go to victory lane. Cosmic Nova wins at 8 Ball. That was bad. Troy King 3rd, Shelley 5th. Steve Pollard still finished in the top 10. I was a little bit early on that. Daniel Day, Seth Cole, this isn't a battle for position. Although Seth Cole and Sam Young, that would be a battle for position. If they could catch him. And just going to run out of time here, I think. Yep, Sam Young hangs on to 36. But it's Cosmic Nova grabbing the first victory of the year for Chip Ganassi Racing. Alex Perkle 2nd, Troy King 3rd, Kazuyoshi 4th. Mary Shelley, the defending champion, comes home 5th, so 2 chasers in the top 5. Jonathan Zorline, Ali Nelson, Jeff James, Steve Pollard, and Momo Akari. Only 3 chasers in the entire top 10. Tom Shelley fell to 14th late. And then obviously the 2 chasers that fell out of the race and the several chasers that had problems today. Henry Powers, just tough break today at all. Gene Sanford, after running close to the top 20 there at one point, fell back to 31st at the end. So congrats to Cosmic Nova on winning the Lucas Oil Off-Road 400. I'd like to thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't for more content, and I'll see you next time.